There are many parts to learning how to build and maintain wealth, but one of the biggest and arguably most important is learning how to recognize bad money habits and how to break them. Bad money habits can bring you down no matter how much you make. Earning $500,000 a year doesn't mean anything if you're spending $600,000. First bad money habit, paying your bills first. I pay myself first. This is often talked about but never explained, so here's how I do it and what paying yourself first actually means. I pay myself from my businesses on the first of each month and immediately start making transfers like this. First, I set aside the taxes I'm going to owe in a high-yield savings account. This way, I can earn a little bit of money on that before I have to pass it off to Uncle Sam. Second, I immediately transfer my regular amounts into my Roth IRA, my 401k, and my other investment accounts as normal. Next, I transfer money into my other high-yield savings accounts. This is where I keep cash for an opportunity fund as well as planned purchases, like replacing a vehicle down the road. The last part of paying myself first is I transfer our monthly entertainment budget into another high-yield savings account. The reason I do this is we don't always spend all that money, but I budgeted that for me and my family to enjoy our lives together. So it sits there earning interest, and I'll transfer it on an as-needed basis when we want to go out and have fun. Sometimes it builds up to where we can go do something big and have a lot of fun. At this point, the only money left in my actual checking account is exactly what I need to pay groceries, utilities, and my other regular bills, with a 10% buffer to account for any fluctuations. All that's left now is cruise through the rest of the month and pay my bills as normal. I've taken care of both myself and my family in the present and myself and my family in the future, and we can just enjoy the rest of the month without having to worry about any of those things. That is how you pay yourself first. The reason this is so important is when you have leftover money you could invest with, if you don't do it right away, it's so easy for that money to get eaten up by any number of things before it actually makes its way into an investment account. There's always the I'll invest later mentality, but as far as I know, later is not a day in any calendar I have ever seen. Do it first, pay yourself. Time for number 2. Our second bad habit is not having an emergency fund. Here's the truth. You are going to have financial emergencies of some kind happen more than once in your life. And if we don't actively work towards having an emergency fund in place to take care of those things, we'll be tempted to put it on credit cards or at the very least be unprepared, which can very easily knock the wind out of your sails when you were going along so smoothly on your financial journey. Emergency fund recommendations are pretty much the same wherever you get them from. Ideally, you'd have 3 to 6 months of living expenses parked in a high-yield savings account, earning a little bit of interest while actively guarding you against anything that could go wrong. The reason this is so valuable is when you have an emergency fund and an emergency pops up, you just pay for it and keep on going. I've done this many times myself, and it makes life a lot less stressful. Make this a priority and you'll never regret it. Time for number 3. Third bad money habit is bad debt, and I am going to show you guys some scary numbers. There are 2 main categories that we're going to go over here. That is car loans and credit cards. Now, I'm a big fan of credit cards when used responsibly because of their benefits and their ability to build your credit score. But many people are actually paying for everything on credit cards and also only making the minimum payments on them. Not only that, but they're buying things they don't even need with these credit cards. They're buying TVs, games and gaming systems, fancy clothes, designer bags, and more. Interest rates on credit cards go up to 36% right now. If you make minimum payments on credit cards at those rates, you will be a slave to the bank forever. Banks know what they're doing. Don't play the game that they created with them. You will lose. If you're going to use credit cards, only use them to buy what you can afford to pay off in full every month, and do not use credit cards as an emergency fund. If you know you will be tempted to make bad purchases on a credit card, then do not have one until you can use it responsibly. Now let's get into some numbers. The average American has over $5,000 in credit card debt. Now, if you already have credit card debt, paying it off as quickly as possible should be one of your #1 priorities, second only to making sure you have an emergency fund in place. The emergency fund comes first so you don't have something happen while you have no savings in place, forcing you to put it on a credit card, putting yourself right back in the same situation that got you here in the first place. That cycle hurts bad. The second form of debt that is ravaging people today and downright robbing them of their retirements are car loans. Right now, average car payment for an American is $780 a month. That's a no-go. First off, let's be clear. You do not need a new car. Buy something that's 5 years old or so. At this point, car's price will have depreciated a good bit while still having a lot of life left on the vehicle. And it's gonna get you to and from where you're going all the same. Now, whenever you need to replace a vehicle, do a little math and ask yourself, what is it going to really cost you to buy that new car? Let's figure it out. Let's say you buy a reasonably priced, reliable used car and the payment sets in at around $350 a month. Compare that to the average person's car payment and you're saving $430 a month by comparison, and you still have a car to drive. Now, you're a smart cookie, so you're investing that difference over the life of the loan, which is about 5 years. Here's the math on that. Let's say you're 30 when you buy the car. By 35 years old, you will have invested $25,800 of your own money, and with a 10% return, it would be worth $33,297 by the end of the car loan. Not bad. But again, you're a smart cookie, so you realize that even though you've stopped contributing to that investment, it's going to continue to grow. If you let that money sit and grow, even without adding to it any further until you're 65 and ready to retire, that money will have grown into $660,526, all from deciding to buy used instead of new. Ask yourself, whenever you need to get another car, if you are willing to give up $660,000 just so you can buy a new car that won't even feel new anymore after a couple of years. You can really see now just how much a new car is going to cost you compared to a used one over the course of your life. That's from just one car purchase. You will have to buy at least a couple of vehicles throughout your life. Fourth bad money habit, not being subscribed to my channel. I'm just kidding, but if you like my videos, consider subscribing. I highly recommend it. Real bad money habit number 4, not tracking your income and expenses. The word budget gets a bad rap, so let's change the way we think about budgets. Budget is like a hammer. It's just a tool. A tool that, if used well, can help you build the life of your dreams. It's not some self-inflicted punishment where an inner you says, "You can't spend that money on that. No fun allowed." Quite the opposite. I budget rather generously into our entertainment and travel fund. And the only reason I can do that is because I track my income and expenses well. I know what bills I have, how much they're gonna be, where my money's going, and when it's gonna go there. Also, eliminate needless bills and make sure every purchase you make is planned for and intentional. There is no mindless swiping of debit or credit cards. Budgets will also allow you to be able to buy things you'd likely never be able to afford without one. Let me explain. When you want to buy something that's not a necessity, like a TV, you budget a payment plan into a high-yield savings account and earmark that money to buy that item. Let me show you an example. Let's say that TV you want to buy is $500. So you budget $50 a month into that high-yield savings account for the next 10 months so that you can afford to buy it in cash. This allows you to enjoy that purchase without any of the regrets that come from buying it with debt, or even worse, but debt from a credit card, and you also get 10 months to sleep on that purchase. If you save diligently for 10 months to get that TV and still want it after all that time, Go get you a TV. You done good. Remember, your money is yours, and it's also your responsibility. If you do not actively decide to take control of your money with a budget, then I promise your money will decide to take control of your life. Fifth bad money habit, being complacent with your income. I get it. The 4-letter curse word, work. But as they say, if something needs to be done, do the best you can. We all have to work, but not many decide to give it their full effort. We should always be looking for ways to get that raise or promotion, expand our business, or increase profits, or any other way to increase our income. There is, of course, a balance to this. Don't trade your life away for dollar bills or to make your boss happy. But don't settle for less than you're capable of either. When people actively seek out increasing their income, they are usually successful. Whether that comes from taking a job with a company that offers higher pay or entering a different field, people who actively seek a higher income on average earn 3 times or more than their peers who do not seek an increase in their income. This can change your life. Don't waste the opportunity. Speaking of higher incomes, this takes us into our 6th bad money habit, lifestyle creep. Increasing your income over the years won't make much of a difference if lifestyle creep keeps up with you. All lifestyle creep is letting your expenses keep up with your income. A budget helps fight this off very well. Whenever you get a raise, the best thing you can do is add it to your budget and plan for it. It's important to remember that while money is a tool, part of that tool's job is to help fund enjoying our lives. So make sure you give yourself an entertainment raise when your income goes up. Don't forget to increase your investments and saving for your planned purchases as well. Now for our 7th bad money habit, believing financial success is out of your reach. This is the one. This right here is why I started this channel. We're being flooded day after day by the media and other entities that financial freedom and winning with money is not attainable anymore. And it pisses me off. It's a lie. Financial freedom is attainable by anyone that decides it is non-negotiable. You're not happy with your financial situation? Look in the mirror and get mad about it. Make your financial goals and dreams a priority. They have to become a must. They must become a need, or you won't get it. You won't achieve financial success if it never becomes more than a want. That's why I'm here, and that's why I started this channel. You deserve financial freedom and to enjoy your life, and I hope I can help.